Hello gang, this is John from Minnesota. This is the first vlog of the year. Was busy preparing for an open house for my youngest child's high school graduation, and that all went well, and that's checked off the list. Then I had to wait to get a new back tire before I really started doing any kind of riding this year. And so I am back in the saddle, and this, as I mentioned, is the first vlog of the year. Rode up to the Twin Cities today, just kind of doing a little dreaming and some bike shopping, nothing too serious. Probably going to end up keeping what I have, and I still love the Victory, although it is a pretty good sized bike. On the way back here, I ended up coming through Waterville and Waseca and New Richland, and I just mounted the camera at a quick rest stop at St. Olaf Lake, which is just east of New Richland. And I'm going to take a trip around another lake that was very popular when I was in high school for people that would go there during the summer, and it is called Beaver Lake. Beaver Lake is closer to Ellendale, and they're only a few miles apart, and I think Beaver is probably the more popular of the two, and again, I'm certainly no expert, but the beach here, we're going to ride right by the beach here at Beaver Lake, and it's usually a pretty popular spot, especially on a hot sunny day, and I believe this right here is our turn. So yep, Beaver Lake County Park. There's a tunnel that goes underneath the county road, and that tunnel goes from the parking lot, which has a park and a playground and a concession stand, over to the other side, which is the lake. Kind of a nice setup, and I remember as a kid how much we loved to come here, but we didn't unfortunately do it a lot. I did have a classmate who was a junior high crush that had a cabin here, and so we heard a lot about Beaver Lake growing up. But it's going to come up right up here. I'm going to wind around a little bit. I'm going to keep it in fourth gear here. That's kind of a beautiful, I don't know how old that house is, but that's relatively new, and that's a very nice house. And I don't know if there's a development around here or not, I can't recall. But most of the cabins were, well, I guess some of the cabins were on this, coming up here on this little frontage road right to the right. But when we get around this curve here, we'll be able to see a pretty good view of the lake. And at least we'll try to do that anyway. And you guys all know me and my lakes. I love lakes. So I've been by here a few times, although this is the first time that I've done it with the camera mounted to the helmet. You're starting to see some of the lake there on the right. It's not a really large lake. It's actually a pretty small lake, certainly by Minnesota standards. There's the parking lot and the playground over on that side. But over here on the right is going to be the beach. And you can see there's a pretty good amount of people here today. It is in the 80s today. Really kind of a nice warm day. Lots of boats on the lake too. But of course I have the helmet, or the camera mounted on the top of the helmet, so I might get a look or two here. But really a fun lake, and one that I certainly enjoyed coming to as a kid, and taking my kids here a couple of times. Mary and I enjoyed that as well. There's some nice homes right in there now. Look at that. Somebody's building a new home. The new home back there too is just gorgeous. Well, that was it. That's pretty much the view of the lake. You don't get much The St. Olaf Lake, you get a nice little view, but I just stopped. I probably should have did a little filming of that when I went by. St. Olaf is less popular of the two. I had a couple of friends that were actually in my wedding party. Randy and Greg and I all went up to St. Olaf Lake sometime in the early 80s, and Greg rented us a pontoon, and we did a little fishing and had a few beers and had a really good time. So I've always remembered St. Olaf Lake, and I try to go by there every once in a while too. This is a Highway 30, and Highway 30 basically is the main drag between Hayfield, Blooming Prairie, Ellendale, and New Richland. And usually if I'm going to Mankato, I sometimes take this and go north on 83 up to Mankato. But Highway 14 is now so nicely done from Owatonna to Mankato that that seemed to be the preferred route these days when going to Mankato. Beautiful, beautiful day. As I mentioned before, it's in 80-some degrees today. It's almost too warm. I've had to stop a few times to cool off and get a drink of water, so we're going to maybe cover up here shortly and put a jacket on because we don't want to get too hot. But off in the distance, as you can see, the Ellendale, the city of Ellendale's water tower. Maybe we'll keep recording here for another minute or two as we go through Ellendale. Right through here, I don't know if you can see it on my left, a tornado went through there. And you notice the tops of all those trees are all gone. It was pretty devastating. There's some trees that are still down. A pretty devastating tornado, I understand. That's been about 5 years ago. Ellendale is the home of one of my old college classmates, or basketball team classmates at Riverland. And back then, of course, it was called Austin Community College. His name is Scott Christensen, and Scott has worked for the local company in Austin for many, many years. But okay, so here we're coming into Ellendale. Yeah, we'll end this recording as soon as we get out of Ellendale because we're getting a little long, I'm sure. But some newer houses on this end of town. As you can see on both the right and left side of the road, or the north and south side of the road. There is the water tower. They had a fire they lost a home up here. Right. We're going to go right by. Well, you'll be able to see the empty lot, but of course the house is gone. But I've sometimes taken that county road that Army Jeep is on as well. It's kind of a neat little road sometimes. And this car in front of me is definitely not going to take a chance of going over the speed limit. Well, not quite sure what she was doing, but oh, there's probably I'm a little early for the parade. Some sort of, I've hit that in a few cities today. There's oh wow, look at that, quite a setup. Must be some festival or a parade. Obviously there's a parade that's going to be coming through, and I am early for that. Some people getting their spots picked out. Oh, there's a nice spot inside the shade. But I wish I could stay for the parade, but I got to get home. My wife and I are going out to dinner tonight to celebrate our friend Deb's birthday, and we hope that you guys all have a great day. And once again, thanks for watching. This was the first video of 2015. Have a great day.